Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe Classics Snake Man-at-Arms. As you can see, you got the white mailing box. Nothing spectacular with it anymore because they don't put the little random names down there anymore. So I can't play that game anymore with you guys. So let's get him open and let's see, does he actually have any tissue paper? No, he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. Jeez, holy cow, that's tough to get out. And, you know, I mean, I've complained about it. It really does kind of annoy me that they don't put the tissue paper anymore in here, because that can kind of protect this actual facade a little bit. And people that are mint on box collectors probably don't want scratch marks or anything on here. But here we go, the Snake Man-at-Arms. Now, I know a lot of people were wondering if the Snake Man sticker was going to be on there, and boom, there it is. Absolutely cool and snaky. Very kind of cool. Now, this is the second figure that we've gotten that also comes with the new mini comic. And I'm going to show that off here in a little bit. We're going to flip around here, see other figures that are in the line. And the read-up says that Snake Man-at-Arms is the transformed master of weapons. His real name is Duncan of the Viper clan. Duncan heroically served King Randor throughout their battles with Skeletor and the Snake Men, as Eternia's chief war strategist and weapons maker. Exposed to the Serpent's Ring, Duncan was magically transformed by King Hiss into a Snake Man permanently. Under this evil spell, he used his genius to create great and horrific machines of war for the Snake Men as they battled for control of Eternia. Eventually, Duncan was forced to battle against Clampchamp, who had since replaced him as Royal Man-at-Arms. In their epic final duel during the second Ultimate Battleground, Duncan was mortally wounded, but not before momentarily recovering his humanity thanks to a spell cast by his daughter, Teela, the new Sorceress of Grayskull. So there you go. Apparently, Duncan's kind of bad, but what? Clampchamp is the new Royal Man-at-Arms? That's very kind of strange. Interesting. Maybe we're going to get some information on that in the future. Ooh. But there you see the Serpent Ring right there. I mean, he's basically just a variant. As you can see, some different parts and stuff on him. I mean, really still very kind of cool looking. And Man-at-Arms was always one of my favorite characters, so I am interested to see what they're actually doing with this guy. And he's really kind of creepy looking. I mean, he's a snake dude now, so there it is. Let's get him open, though, and see how cool he actually is. Alright, guys, so here we have the Snake Man-at-Arms opened up and out of its packaging, and I just have him kind of in this gladiatorial kind of pose, just because I thought it kind of looked funny to do, and I actually do rather kind of like the way that this guy looks, although he is weird. That's all I can really think of to say it. It's Man-at-Arms, but mutated. Now, right off the bat, in terms of accessories, I should say, here's the Serpent Ring? Snurpet? Maybe I should just call it the Snurpet Ring. Should I put it on? Should I? No, he's gonna do it. But I don't want to look like that. Really kind of cool. Zooming in here, you can see some really nice detail, and you got the ring bit, and then it's obviously surrounded by the snake. But one thing that's kind of weird is it's kind of like this soft kind of rubber, so it's not very circular. I mean, as you can see, it really kind of warps the shape of it. I love the fact that the snake actually has little eyes. I mean, you can see where the head is. There's the mouth. Very kind of cool accessory. Really nice kind of gold paint, but like I said, the soft nature of it makes it way too flexible and doesn't really give the feel of a ring. It's just kind of like a vine or something. And then coming up to him, his other accessory that it comes with is very similar to what we got before. It's this gigantic staff. Now, I don't have my other one. I don't know what it is, but it's basically the same color. You can see it's a little bit darker of an orange. It's got some gold tips here on the side. So not too bad, but it's his little mallet weapon, I suppose. Now, one thing that I'm actually noticing is he's actually got two different lower legs, and as you can see, It's like they did this to kind of match with the armor here, but that just on the back then comes across very weird looking. I really don't like that. And then he's got this boot foot, which on this, in terms of his articulation, he doesn't have the rotation thing, so you can see his foot's stuck out like this. I can't get it to rocker out the other way, and so you're kind of left, at least with me, leaving a wide pose. Now that doesn't bother me too much, other than, like I said, from the back, it really kind of looks weird. I'm not a big fan of that. Now, I mean, I suppose it makes sense because it matches with the actual shoe that he's wearing, but it's not how the original one looked. And basically what you have is just an original Man-at-Arms kind of mutated. As you can see, here's the original one, and one thing that you're going to notice is, like I said, this is a much more kind of reddish orange. This has a little bit more gold orange to it. Doesn't look bad at all. I like the way it looks. And then obviously this is kind of a greenish black, kind of matching with this, whereas this is kind of an orangish black matching with his loincloth there. But even the green on the body is kind of a lighter tone on here, and then you can definitely see different arm patterns on here. This kind of looks, well, this almost sort of looks like Roboto, but without the shoulder bit. The shoulder bit looks different. And then you got the armored kind of thighs and everything here, which does look good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the way this guy looked. It's just off, and I guess that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, when you look at the helmet here, the helmet is a much lighter blue coloring. And, I mean, very cool. Don't get me wrong. I really do like it. And it's coming across that I really don't. I just get this weird kind of feel for him. Now, flipping around here on the back. Now, this guy obviously comes with a gun. The Snake Man-at-Arms doesn't come with any other guns. Like I said, it's just that mallet weapon that we have. But, you know, then the other color difference that you're going to notice is this is a blue, and that's just kind of the gold coloring. Everything else in terms of, like, the armor and such, pretty much the exact same. One thing that I am noticing on here after I just kind of throw them all over the place is the way that this the armor is. It's, come on, in weak ankles on this guy. This armor, it's kind of, because of how big these arms actually are with these elbow pads, really kind of screws up the range of motion here. It doesn't have a lot of the same flexibility that the original one did. I mean, this one you can see goes all the way back straight and then comes down, and it kind of folds underneath here where this little bit here shows. So that's awesome. This one here really doesn't do that very well because of the elbow pads here. I mean, you can see that really kind of gets in the way and really kind of hinders things. So that elbow pad really kind of ruins the whole side armor here, and that really does kind of suck. I'm not a fan of that. Now, the only real way I can show this off, because you got the body armor kind of blocking things, is to take the heads off. But you can see one thing that I actually might have actually liked a little bit more on this new Snake version would be if they put a little mustache on them. That would be kind of cool. But there you see the heads. There's no real resemblance between this guy and this guy other than the helmet, I suppose. But you can even see that the helmet is a little bit different. You can see some ridges inside there, which kind of look like the parts that come out on a cobra snake. Kind of looks like that on the inside there, where this one doesn't have that. That's kind of neat. I don't know if I'm just seeing that, but that's really cool. I like that added detail on there. Now, the armor for this guy is removable, but I'm not going to do it because it's a real gigantic pain in the butt. But you can see on the inside here, it clips in here, clips in there. This piece right here just untabs, and you just pull that off. Same thing within here, you got that little bit right there, it just kind of tabs into. So all the armor is removable, and I mean, that's actually kind of cool when you get it like that with the eyes. That just looks really neat. Now for his articulation, his head's the exact same. It's on a ball joint, so full range of motion there. The arms will rotate. They're on pin and socket joints, so they get, and that doesn't stay up. That rotates all the way up. He rotates at the bicep, he bends at the elbow, rotates at the wrist, rotates at the waist, has his upper ab crunch, nice range of motion there, in and out, forward and back at the legs. They also rotate at the upper part here. This is a longer kind of loincloth. It's kind of a softer bit, so it's pliable. He bends at the knee. He also rotates at the shin. Well, this one rotates a whole lot better than this one. It's all locked in there because it's you got this shin armor, and then the foot, it goes forward and back. This one seems to have the rocker as you can see. This one, I don't know if it's just locked into place, but it just moves forward and back, and like I said, I can't get it to really rock her, so he's perpetually stuck with his legs spread out like so, which kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. Now when it comes down to it, the Snake Man-at-Arms isn't a bad figure really at all. It really is. He's off. I don't know how to describe it. I just kind of get, like I said, a weird impression with this guy. I do like him. I do think he's really kind of cool looking, but this is definitely a figure that some fans could actually pass on. Mostly because a lot of people, in terms of the storylines and stuff, never saw Duncan turn into a Snake Man. So this is kind of weird, and that's probably where it's kind of throwing me off. I do like what they did with him. It's just kind of one of those figures, like I said, that you probably could get away with not actually having in your collection, or kind of sitting on your display shelf. Now, the Snake Man-at-Arms was part of the Club Eternia subscription as the quarterly bonus figure, and if you wanted, he was available on MandyCollector.com if you're not an actual club member. But the unfortunate nature of things is he's already sold out through MandyCollector.com, so if this is a figure that you're interested in, you're going to have to find out other ways to actually get your hands on this guy. This is definitely kind of a niche sort of figure, if you ask me, where people are either going to love him or they're going to hate him. And that being said, they're either going to want him or they're not going to want him. As for me, he's probably not going to go on my Masters of the Universe display shelf, but he's still a pretty fun and slightly cool looking character to have. But here's a little bit of a trick. If you wanted this comic book, you have to get this figure. If you don't care about the comic books, it's not much of a loss, but the artwork on here is actually pretty fun. So there you guys have it. Really kind of neat. So until next time, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.